The Mike Brey Radio Show, presented by the experts at TireRack.com. And also brought to you by Vivid Seats, First Source Bank, St. Joseph Health System, West Bend Insurance, Nissan, South Bend Orthopedics, IBEW Nika, and Papa John's. Also sponsoring tonight's show, LaGrange Country Dodge, Four Winds South Bend, Gulfstream Coach, and Troyer Carpets. Now let's go live to O'Rourke's Public House for the Mike Brey Radio Show with your host, Jack Nolan.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Mike Brey Radio Show, live from O'Rourke's Public House. Nice crowd on hand tonight. 19th
Can you believe this?
Of the Mike Brey Radio Show.
You and I have been doing this a while, man. It's been great.
A long time. It's been fun.
And we got a lot of familiar faces. It's like family here on radio show night, and O'Rourke's has been fabulous for us, haven't they?
We have never lost a radio show.
We are undefeated at radio
There
shows.
have been some tough games that you've
Yes,
lost,
there have.
but never lost a radio show. I've had some tough broadcasts, but not on the radio show. Coming off a game against Virginia Tech, so much has happened, and we're already into the ACC season.
True.
We're going to go. Let's go back to where you are right now, 10-4, and I think before beginning the season, this is probably about where you thought you would be. Everybody you've lost to quality. Radford, quality team, defending Big South champions, supposed to win it again. You lost to a very talented UCLA team that has struggled. Oklahoma, very good. Virginia Tech. And you've beaten everybody else. And even I was thinking about it today. People say, well, you had that tournament here with a bunch of easy teams to beat. Not really. The new net rankings, which were the old RPI rankings, when you headed into DePaul, you were 19th in the country. So you've played a lot of quality teams. You've had a lot of growing experiences. You've had a lot of attrition you didn't expect.
Well, the goal was this year and next year, instead of playing in a Maui Classic exempt event, as they're called, or the Legends Classic or the preseason NIT, my feeling was because we were going to be so young this year, do the exempt event at home and play at home, which we did. And you know, a Radford beat us, a Duquesne could have beat us, a UIC could have beat us, anything could happen. So we did win some quality games against mid-majors. We're going to do the same thing next year, and the reason for it next year is we're going to 20 league games.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I want to jump into a Maui or, until we get a feel of what 20 league games are going to be. As a matter of fact, the first game of the season next year is going to be a Wednesday night, and we're going to be on the road, and it's going to be an ACC game. The ACC is going to open on opening night. We don't know where we're going to be, but I've been told we're going to be on the road, just like they told me we're playing on New Year's Day at Virginia Tech. But anyways, so
is this kind of like the old Sierra commercial? Hey, let's have Mikey do it.
Yeah.
He'll do that. He'll eat anything.
I think I'm the lowest maintenance guy in the league, so they say, well, Michael swallow it better. Anyways, so that's a little bit of the philosophical scheduling thing. Obviously, we played a very good Oklahoma. We played a gifted UCLA team that we just couldn't finish. Disappointing. We had Radford is Radford. Good mid-major. We couldn't score that night, and they guarded us and beat us. And then we lost to a really good team on Tuesday down there in Blacksburg. And we've lost some bodies, but we continue to kind of play our young guys and grow them. And you've heard me say through November and December, we've been committed to the youth movement. We've had to be a little more committed to the youth movement with Rex Pfluger going down. But I tell you what, I think our fans, and I know I am, we're excited about our young players. Somebody said when we were in New York, man, the future's bright. It was the day of the Oklahoma game. I said, man, I'd love the future to be at 7 o'clock tonight. And there's days we're not quite there, but then there's days I think we're rounding the corner. So it's a great group. We just got to keep teaching and working. It's just a heck of a league to try and grow up in, now that you're in this league and searching for your first league win with a young group.
I never thought I'd ever ask you this question after what you went through last year, but have you ever had a season quite like this one in terms of the youth of your team and the really tremendous early attrition that you suffered?
No, we really have not been in this rotation. We have been famous for staying old, getting old. We've gotten old and we've stayed old. We've had juniors and seniors, but I guess in year 19 the rotation was different. Of course, we were very excited about this recruiting class and Jawan Durham being part of it. 6 guys, 5 freshmen and Juwan, and we felt, they're our future, and we've got to play them and we've got to develop them, thus the foreign tour in the summer to get extra reps. Now, the crazy thing about the foreign tour, in hindsight, was it the best time to do it given that DJ Harvey and Prentice Hub were not available yet? And yet they are starters, and we knew they would be key guys for us. So that was a little crazy, but still, our young guys and some of our veterans got to play together and get extra reps. So, yeah, it's a little bit of new territory. We have been kind of here's who we are. They've got some juniors and seniors again. And, of course, we got 2 pretty darn good juniors in Gibbs and Mooney, and they're both playing really, really well. But it's new and it's different. But I love the group. Our bodies are a little thin now. We got to be smart about how we practice. We can't practice long, and we've got to get refreshed the day after a game, which we did yesterday. You can see signs of growth with this group that gets you excited too.
But you've seen it the whole time. I mean, Elijah Burns was a captain.
Yes.
And he was playing a big role and would have throughout the year. Some nights he might not have played a lot. Others he would have. Leader in practice. He decided to move on. I know you're proud of him getting his degree.
Yeah.
And he will play more at Siena when he gets cleared. Robbie Carmody, first freshman in 16 years to start his first game in that game. His shoulder starts to hurt. You find out he has a torn labrum. He's gone. Then you get to mid-November. I saw progress. I mean, there was Oklahoma and Old Team. They're better than you. You gave them a good game. UCLA, maybe you should have won that game. But what a great performance. I mean, first 2 road games for your freshmen. Madison Square Garden, Pauly, you're doing well. Rex stepping up, leading in so many areas. I mean, I don't know. I don't think people realize what he meant to your team. Glue guy. Always covering the best offensive player in the opposition, which even I calling a game, you don't always notice the effort he's putting in. Led you in assists, led you in steals, was really starting to score the ball. Had 10 assists against Purdue, and then he goes down midway through December. Chronologically right now, it's almost like you are at the end of November right now in terms of putting the team together because of all the changes you have had to endure, and now you have to put the team together against the ACC.
Yeah, you're right, Jack. In a lot of ways, we've had to hit the reset button a couple times. You mentioned Elijah, who we love, and he wanted to play more and have a bigger role, and we support him in that. And he got caught a little bit in the youth movement, on the front line with Durham and Leshevsky and even a Mooney. And then Robbie's situation, again, we'll be able to redshirt him and get that year back. And he joined Chris Doherty on a 5-year program. But Rex is the one that and it certainly it hurts our team. There's no question as we're trying to, find our identity again. But I hurt for him because he has done so much as a leader with a young group to sell our culture and get those young guys ready. And he was just leading and playing well and starting to kind of find his niche offensively as well. And so you just really hurt for him. He'll be back actually tonight. He comes back and he'll be around. And I told him, I said, in a lot of ways, you're a student assistant coach. And I want your feedback. He always had great basketball IQ. And we're going to need him to help these young guys from the sideline.
Now, he's going to have his surgery coming up in about a week, right?
January 11th, we'll do his surgery. He has not gone past the threshold where we could not bring him back. He could regain this year of eligibility. And that is something he and I said, you know what, let's see how this year goes and see where we're at, see how you feel, and we'll talk about it in March. So that could be an option, and he could do that. He'll graduate from the Mendoza School in the spring. He'll get his degree, and we'll see where he's at rehab-wise. But he's a special young man, and I feel for him. But I tell you what, he's never felt sorry for himself. All he's done is tried to help the young guys, get Dane ready, get Prentice ready, help TJ, and it'll be good to have him back. I practice every day.
Well, and I like the way you're handling this because there's a number of factors involved there. First of all, you don't know what this team's going to look like at the end of the season. No. Some of these young guys may have stepped up and taken major roles, and someone might fill Rex's role with lots of eligibility left. Secondly, until they get in there, You know the knee's bad. You don't know how bad.
Yeah.
January. Sometimes that's a year rehab.
That's a long rehab.
So does he want to commit to that?
Correct.
And coming back to school? And again, Rec's not 100%. Doesn't help you as much, and it's not fair to him. So the reason you're holding this off, because you have questions that need answers that you won't have those answers for 2 or 3 months.
And it was a mutual feeling between the two of us before he left for Christmas. You know, I said, you know, you're not past the threshold. He said, yeah, Coach. He said, I got to really think about that, though. I said, you know what? So do I. So let's see where we're at in March, and let's talk about it and see how your rehab's going. You're going to graduate. How are you going to feel after you graduate? You know, what do you do? Now, the one thing he has, because his mother is British, he has the foreign passport where he could go and play in Europe and not count as one of the two Americans.
Yeah.
And that is a great advantage for him playing professionally. So there's options for him. This is going to be a guy to go to law school someday. He's going to knock him dead in business someday, but he still wants to play a little bit after we get this knee fixed.
Well, and that's something people don't realize. I mean, it's tough to make it in the NBA, but you can make more money in Europe than you can in the G League. And not only that,
you can.
As a young person, I didn't get to Europe till I was in my 40s. I wish I'd gotten there earlier. It just opens up a whole new world of experiences for you. So what a great opportunity that would be.
And for him, as we all know his personality, he's
going to attract people left and right.
He's a guy that could end up being in Milan, Italy for 20 years and owning half the city. You know, I mean, he has just got it. There's charisma about him. And I miss him, quite frankly. He hadn't been around for 10 days, and I miss his personality. I'm looking forward to having him back tomorrow.
Right, so we've kind of talked about the big picture. When we come back, let's talk about this roster. And, of course, we do want to remind you that we do have a special guest tonight, a young man that people have not been able to see a great deal on the floor, but a fellow New Englander, fellow Massachusetts native, Chris Doherty, is going to be our first guest. And, of course, we have 10 shows, and you don't even have 10 scholarship players right now. So we're going to have a player each and every night, and Liam Nelligan, I'm sure, will be out here before we're done. We're going to be here 10 straight Thursdays. We're going to have a lot of fun. Nick Jogo, we thank him for coming on over here. Nick, of course, tell you what, he was really upset that he couldn't go to Virginia Tech, but I knew he had tonsillitis, and he told me, I had tonsillitis and the flu at the same time. I'm glad he's got the energy to sit here right now.
Yeah, he was sick as a dog on Tuesday, and I know it killed him not to be there, and we missed him. You know, but we will have him back. He was really good in practice today. His energy's back, and we'll have him Saturday.
All right, we're back with more on the Mike Brey Radio Show, presented by our friends at TireRack.com, live from O'Rourke's Public House right after this timeout.
There are countless not very smart things you can do in your car. Painting your body green in support of Notre Dame basketball while driving. Painting your friend's body. Pretty much any kind of body painting while driving. But with TireRack.com, it's easy to be smart about your tires. Use our test results and consumer reviews to find the best tire for your car. Use our comparison tools to choose the right tires for you. Then have them shipped and installed fast. TireRack.com, official tire experts of Notre Dame basketball.
Join the gang at O'Rourke's Public House, located in Eddy Street Commons, directly across the street from the Notre Dame campus. With over 24 beers on draft and an extensive selection of menu items, they're sure you'll find something to your liking. Experience dining in one of the 5 different Irish-themed areas overlooking Notre Dame's beautiful campus. Whether you're catching up with an old friend, meeting or enjoying dinner with your family, O'Rourke's is the place to be. Visit them online at o'rourkespublichouse.com. Cheers to the Irish from O'Rourke's, the official home of the Mike Brey Radio Show.
Fighting Irish fans, don't miss your chance to experience the action live with tickets from Vivid Seats, the official ticket marketplace of the Fighting Irish. Visit vividseats.com/UND today to buy and sell tickets to any event. Home games, on the road, even sold out games, no problem. And every transaction is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee. Vivid Seats lets you see more and sit closer all season long. Support the Fighting Irish with tickets from the official ticket marketplace, Vivid Seats. Available now at vividseats.com/UND.
Life doesn't come with a financial roadmap. It does come with a lot of bumps and red lights. Steering clear of those doesn't have to be difficult. With First Source Bank's online money management tools, you can see all your financial accounts, balances, and transactions in one place. So you can easily set monthly budgets to help manage expenses and debt. Get the green light to a successful financial future with First Source's money management tools. First Source Bank, where better is better. Member FDIC.
At St. Joseph Health System, every hand held, every story told, every tear shed, smile shared, and spirit lifted stays in our hearts forever. We're blessed because every day we get to make a difference in people's lives. To learn more, visit sjmed.com. St. Joseph Health System. We are called to care for you.
We are back. Mike Brey Radio Show live from O'Rourke's Public House. So let's talk about your guys. First show of the year. Let's start with T.J. Gibbs, who wants it so bad. Struggled at times because he was probably trying to do too much. Really good Tuesday. 19 points, 5 of 10 from threes. Your leading scorer, and he's second in the ACC right now in assist to turnover at 3.3 a game.
I think he's really trending up, and in fairness to him, at the beginning of the year, who's he playing with and who are they? And it's changed, and I think he's tried to adjust, but I think he's slowed down. He's been great with the basketball. I mean, his assist to turnover is really good, and he'll need to be great with the ball against the Syracuse zone.
And remember, folks, you can watch our show both live and then archived on video on demand, and we have highlights of all the games that they play. And right now we're going to have highlights of all the players that we mentioned. And folks right now are watching some of what TJ has done this year. Another guy we've mentioned who we talked earlier today. He's making himself some professional money right now. John Mooney, reputation as a stretch four, a three-point shooter. He made his only one at Virginia Tech because he's not outside anymore. He's inside because that's what you need him to do. He leads the ACC in double-doubles with 6. He's averaging almost a double-double, 12.6 points, 9.4 rebounds. He has 8 games with 10 or more rebounds a game. That leads the ACC, and he had 9 points and 10 rebounds against Virginia Tech.
I think he is the latest in the old. I talk about the junior year. We've had guys rotate in there, and the light bulb goes on, and they really blossom. And Johnny is in that mode, and there's no question we still want him shooting three-point shots, as we're watching right here, and he made 3 big ones against Purdue. But we don't want him just floating out there all the time because he's so good around the bucket and so powerful, and he's such a good rebounder. He has really gotten better with the basketball, his passing and finding open people and really seeing people. He's really grown in that area. But right now, playing as well as any big man in our league.
DJ Harvey, and I know your former captain, Zach Hillesland, who's now my partner on the radio, fell in love with his jab step last year. He said freshmen can't make that play. I don't think folks understood just how severe the injury that he suffered was and how difficult it is to come back from microfracture knee surgery. He's actually ahead of schedule right now, but he has a lot of growth he can still make.
Still getting better, and you're right. He's made a miraculous recovery from a major operation in the microfracture. But he is healthy. The legs are good. He's been in there. I think he's getting more comfortable. He's shooting the ball well. He's able to get to mid-range and pull up. He's athletic. Where I'm feeling better, he's better with the basketball. He's passing and seeing the floor better and finding open people. He can always guard. He's a very good defensive rebounder. But, he's a guy that can make some tough shots and go get a shot when we can't get something out of our offense.
16.7 rebounds against Virginia Tech. He made that nice spinning baseline move where he went underneath the basket and just dropped it in. He is a guy who can create offense both on the perimeter, but also he can take almost anybody to the basket and finish.
Can get to the basket physically, and you got to remember, sophomore. We've got plenty of time to keep growing him, but I'm really pleased with his progress. He had been playing great. He didn't play as well against Copp, and I thought he played really well against Virginia Tech the other day, and we need him to score and to make plays for us.
Another guy who, eligibility-wise, sophomore, Jawan Durham, already becoming a fan favorite with good reason. He is 4th in the country right now, tied for 4th in block shots per game, 3.3, also 4th in total blocks, 43. But to me, I don't know if the young guys know who this guy is. A guy named Bill Russell, former star for the Celtics. He keeps the blocks in play.
He does.
He not only takes away a scoring opportunity, but he creates another possession. he's already changed just about every game he's been in.
You know, I'm just so excited about his development, and I'm not sure what to expect day to day. And I mean that in a good way, because he just is doing this. It's the first time he's been healthy. He had been injured in high school. He'd been banged up, and now
was injured most of last year.
Most of last year, we did the surgery on the wrist, and but the shot blocking ability, is something we just haven't had anything like that. How he changes games and makes plays and kind of saves us on the back end. He's been really good around the bucket with his footwork. He's shooting 60-some% from the floor. He's able to make free throws. It's really neat to see a young man get confident. And I just think we want to keep growing him.
And you talk about him around the bucket, and usually a lot of scouting reports, and you guys give me privy to yours, that this big guy, he gets his points off offensive rebounds and drop-offs. Well, he gets his points off of spinning jump hooks and turnaround fall-away jumpers. I mean, I did not know he was that good offensively from the foul line in.
He's even surprised me with his footwork. He's got great hands. He's a very good passer. People come and kind of double him. He finds people. He's unselfish. But there's some feet and hands and ability. And, one of the things that helped us is we've been feeding the post and getting him low post touches and letting him go to work to score when he's one-on-one. And if he's doubled, he's finding open people.
He passes the ball
very well. No, very well.
You touched on him a little bit earlier. Nate Leshesky's hitting 43% of his shots from beyond the arc. He is a stretch four. He hit a little bit of a slump, but he's really been coming on of late. He's 11 of 18 from three in his last 4 games.
Yeah, I think he's really kind of finding his rhythm a little bit. And, he's a tough kid. He's a competitor. He's still getting stronger as a young player. But I think he's really finding how to get his shots, and his teammates know where to find him. He's getting stuff in transition. We're starting to find him in transition, and we need him to hunt his shot and shoot the basketball because he is an amazing weapon.
In the preseason, maybe Robbie Carmody overshadowed Dane Goodwin a little bit. They are similar players. Robbie maybe got the upper hand. Robbie gone now. Dane is not a guy necessarily that brings out a lot of wows, but he is bringing wows for me now because he's been so steady, he's been so effective. He does not look like a freshman. Your last 4 non-conference games, he averaged 12 points and 5 rebounds.
He's really, rock solid. He understands how to play. He plays at a tempo that's a little bit older than he is. He's got great footwork and hands. He's got the knack of really, here as you see, offensive rebounding. He gets in there. So again, he is an important part of our nucleus, and we've got to keep growing him.
Kind of ironic. It's hard for you to run your offense with young guys. And after the first 3 games, the rhythm just wasn't there. So you put a freshman in as a starter in Prentice Hub. He started 11 games since then, and immediately he really helped you get flowing. He's 6th right now in assist to turnover in the ACC, 2.19. 2nd on the team in assists, 19 assists the last 4 games. Right now, he's really struggling with his shooting. People may have forgotten he shot it well early. So what's the next step for him?
Well, I love how he's taking care of the ball for us. We've got TJ 2nd in assist to turnover in the league, and Prentice is 6th. And Rex Pfluger was in the top 10 when he went down. We had 3 guys out there on the perimeter great with the ball. He must continue to be great with the ball for us, and he must continue to defend. And he does defend and get in the stance, and he gets his hands on stuff. Right now, not shooting it as well, but he's got to take good shots for us. I think sometimes shot selection is something young people need to learn, and I think he's still learning what are good shots for him and maybe what are not too good of shots for him. But, we won a couple of these home games early because he scored for us and made shots. So we can't tell him not to shoot it. And I think it's an ebb and flow of what a guy goes through during the season.
You go back to the UIC game. You won that game because you attacked the basket and got to the free throw line. And you're still, you have set such a high bar with free throws. I got fans going, they're not shooting free throws very well this year. Well, you're still 4th in the league. I think you're at 74% from the free throw line. How important is that to get all the young guys to have the confidence to take the ball to the basket?
Yeah, no, I think driving and getting paint touches either by way of a post feed or a drive or a cut has been important for us. We have felt that the foul line would be a weapon for us. It always has been a weapon for us here traditionally. 74 is pretty darn good, but it's kind of low for our standards. We usually are shooting that thing at about 80, and we missed some big free throws in Blacksburg the other day that kind of could have helped us hang in there and make it interesting. But I also see us make, 11 of 12 against Purdue and Indianapolis in the last 3 or 4 minutes. So we got that, and I think that's something that'll improve as the year goes.
Now, again, I'm a firm believer in that most teams go in 8-man rotations. You only had 7 the other day. Nick is back now. That's why you could have used him. I give some of those free throw misses to Virginia Tech because of the way that they defend right now. They don't really try to turn you over, but they try to turn the clock. It was taking 10 to 14 seconds for you to get the ball up the court and into your stuff. They made you work so hard the whole game. I do think you got tired, and that's why you missed some of those free throws.
No, I do think we hit the wall a little bit physically down the stretch. There's no question about it. They're an old team. They're a physical team, and you're right. Their defense kind of took its toll on us a little bit, and it kind of showed up in those last 8 minutes.
Now, Nick just went to the restroom. I wasn't waiting for Nick to go to the restroom to get
well, let's talk
to
about
him,
Nick.
But we were going to talk about him either way. Guy who is a key for you in practice. He's the scout team point guard a lot of the time. He does so many things well. He had a lot of opportunities last year, and regrettably he couldn't get his offense going. He had the big game against Carolina.
He did.
And then after that he struggled a little bit. But that door is open again, and even if he doesn't score, he does a lot of things you're going to need him to do. He's going to be a key guy the rest of the year.
You know, I said this in front of the team, and I have the utmost respect for Nick because the youth movement to start the year he got caught in that, and we were investing in a Dane and a Robbie and a Nate, and he was the casualty of that, which nobody's happy with that, but he never showed that. He never showed a bad attitude. He never moped in practice. He played on the blue team and kept them competitive. And it's funny how things work out where it's come all the way around full circle again. And now he is, part of the 8-man rotation, and he is going to help us win some games. And I'm just glad we got him back and he's healthy.
Folks, as always, we have plenty of questions from Coach, from our audience here at O'Rourke's. We'll get to those questions right after this timeout. It's the Mike Brey Radio Show, live from O'Rourke's Public House.
Ignoring regular maintenance is one of the biggest mistakes a car owner can make. Brandon McHale and the team at Classic Imports want to work with you to focus on maintaining your vehicle so you stay ahead of the pricey repairs.
1 year or 15,000-mile factory recommended maintenance intervals are way too long. Keeping your car well maintained will most always be the less expensive option.
Simple maintenance such as regular oil changes, tune-ups, alignments, and filter replacements can keep your car running and driving at its best, often well past the factory warranty.
At Classic Imports, we develop and regularly update our proprietary 65-point inspection so we know your car inside and out. This allows us to break repairs in manageable chunks and prioritize them based on safety, economy, and comfort. It is all about preventative maintenance. So give our team at Classic Imports a call and we'll take care of it.
Gulfstream Coach is looking for experienced people for the electrical and slide-outs departments and will interview candidates on-site immediately from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday through Friday. They offer steady production schedules at higher than industry pay rates. Gulfstream Coach is a family-owned business and offers amazing health insurance, attendance bonuses, and paid vacation time. Come see them today at 717 South Oakland Avenue in Napanee or visit GulfstreamCoach.com. Go Irish! LaGrange Country Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram will sell all new vehicles at employee pricing plus the national ranking of the Irish. That's right. Pay only $5 over the employee pricing and you can drive a new car off the lot. LaGrange Country Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 45 minutes east of South Bend at exit 121 on the toll road. Drive a little and save a lot. Check them out online at LaGrangeCountryDodge.com. That's LaGrangeCountryDodge.com. And go Irish!
Hut, hut, hike! You don't have to rush 100 yards for refills or snacks when you join us for our football watch parties on Saturdays at Kankakee Grill at Four Winds South Bend. Enjoy food and drink features while watching your favorite South Bend college football games. And experience every flag, dash, sack, and touchdown this season at Kankakee Grill. We've got every game, every Sunday. It's football, food, and fun at Four Winds Casino South Bend.
Welcome back to the Mike Brey Radio Show, presented by our friends at TireRack.com. They are the presenting sponsor of the Mike Brey Radio Show. And like the Irish, they know a thing or two about passion and performance. Their on-site test track is their practice court, and they've got a playbook that includes precisely what you need. Get your tires right at TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. I actually got a set of tires there during a snowstorm last year out in the west side.
They've been with us for a long time.
Oh, for years. I mean,
They've been
like 7 or 8 years.
Great partners. They've been great partners.
And very supportive partners, and they continue to be. So we do thank them for that. Brandon Liss, always here.
Yes.
Coach, how has Juwan Durham improved from last season as a redshirt to this season active?
Well, we got some weight on him. You know, he's never going to be 240, but 220 is who he is. And if we can keep him at 220, his strength, and I mean, he could barely lift weights when he got here. It's amazing what he's done with Tony Rolinsky in that room, just strength-wise, and his body's stronger. But he's actually having fun playing and getting confident and understanding who he is more as a basketball player. And he's got great teammates. Like, his teammates are there to help him and get him confident. And so, you know, I think he's fortunate. And you know, Ryan Humphrey has been a great mentor for him. There is no question Ryan does an unbelievable job with our big guys. But some special time with Juwan, especially after he was a DNP against Radford. We kind of changed his daily habits, and we started to see some more things happening.
Chad Ousley's here from Bourbon, Indiana. Coach, have you had to change your style of coaching any with all of the young guys?
You know, I think for the most part, I'm you know, a positive, confidence-giving guy. And hopefully I've stayed that way, and I've got to remind myself to stay that way with youth. I think the biggest thing I try to remind myself of with this team when we started practice in October is patience. We've had these older teams. Bonzie Colson and Matt Farrell would run practice some days. You know, Ben Hansborough and Ty Nash ran practice some days. Ryan Humphrey and Troy Murphy, they just kind of ran practice some days. When you have old guys like Virginia Tech, men like that, they reminded me of some of my other teams. This group is not as much like that. And so it's a little bit of basketball camp, basketball clinic every day. Teaching, it's energizing for me and the staff. You know, how do we help them today? How are we changing today? What are we thinking about to help them? And I've really enjoyed it.
That's what I've noticed. You're more hands-on, but this actually started when you added the Ryans to the active coaching staff as well. Ayers and Humphrey, of course. Ryan Ayers from a coaching family, but still moving up in the ranks.
Right.
And Hump going from operations director up at Northwestern to here, because you've also been kind of teaching them. So you're more hands-on than you were 5-6 years ago.
And I've, you know, I love the staff that we have. You know, we've got really good teachers, and that's been the key for our culture. Guys, we feel in recruiting we sell. Guys getting better here. Johnny Mooney's the latest of an example. Guys get better. Juwan Durham, guys get better here. And so you need teachers. And I think Ryan Humphrey and Ryan Ayers obviously were very good players. They're good teachers, and they're really good connectors with young people. They can really connect. Rod Bolanos been with me the whole time, just a fabulous across-the-board guy. And then you've got Eric Atkins and Harold Swanigan, who are also great role models and mentors for our guys. It's been really neat having, you know, my former guys back, you know, to help me run the program.
Jerry Liss also always here from South Bend. What is your expectation with this team currently being so short on the roster?
Well, I mean, we are trying to get back to the NCAA tournament. I mean, we've kind of set a precedent here where being part of the NCAA tournament has almost become an annual thing. We were in the bracket for 48 hours last year, and
if Rhode Island had done their job, you would have stayed in. You and Syracuse would have been the last two in.
We would have been
rather than the last one.
But we just missed. So you know that's a void for our program and for me when you're not there on Selection Sunday. So we got to scratch, and last year we scratch and clawed our way to really almost getting in the darn thing. Last team out. We're going to have to do the same thing this year to get in with a younger team in this good a league. But that's what we aspire to do.
Doug Buell, season ticket holder from Michigan City, is here. Coach, in the many years of coming to Notre Dame basketball, I don't think I've seen a team with so much diversity, from shot blocking, three-point shooting, ball handling, rebounds, and assists. And when they gel together, they are awesome. big things will be in your guys' future. I think you agree with that statement.
I think our future is so bright. I'm very excited. And again, as I mentioned earlier, I want the future to be at noon on Saturday for 2 hours against Syracuse. But I also know when you have youth, you have some times when a lot of times you're 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and then you have a 1 step, 2 step back days too. And I get that. And I think for me, as the teacher, because the frame of mind of our group is so good. Come in, practice. What do we need to do, Coach? We just got to keep trying to help them.
Gary Rivers again, always here for Mishawaka. Coach, the ACC looks pretty good from top to bottom. Will 10 wins in the ACC get us into the big dance?
10 wins.
Oh, yeah.
10 wins would be a lock. I think 9 wins would be a lock.
And you might get in with 8.
Syracuse got in at 8-10. We were 8-10 in the regular season.
With your schedule in the conference, I think 8 would get you.
10 is an easy lock in this league. The Big Ten and us, if you get 9 league wins in the Big Ten or the ACC this year, it's going to be hard to keep you out of the tournament. So, we're going to scratch and claw again to try and get into that territory.
Michelle Ousley from Bourbon, Indiana, also here. What freshmen do you feel have improved the most since the beginning of the season?
Well, I think, it's a little bit, I think of all 3 of them that are in the rotation right now. Obviously, Prentice has been starting a while, but Dane Goodwin is really trending the right way. And then Nate Leshevsky lately. I think all 3 of them are making great strides, and we need them all to be really good for us to try and chase down an NCAA bid.
Austin Grals here from Wakarusa. Coach, what are your thoughts on Muffet's 900?
Oh, unbelievable. I texted her the other night. I said, are you kidding me? You've been in coaching long enough to get 900 wins. I mean, Muffet and her program are an inspiration for our program, and I count her as a good friend and have loved watching her work closely for the last 19 years.
We have a contingent here from New York. Daniel LaRusso's here. Knowing that you have had to deal with notoriety at a young age, how is it for your younger players having to cope with the ACC pressure?
Yeah, I you know what? I think kids are guys love to just play. I think, and they love great challenges. I told them, before we started at Virginia Tech, I said, us playing 18 games against the ACC schedule will be the greatest challenge of our basketball lives. For me, with this particular group, and for you guys individually and collectively, let's embrace it, man. This is going to be really hard, but let's go for it. We've got nothing to lose. Let's let it rip, and I think kids just want to play.
John Thompson's here from Baldwinsville, New York as well. Now, John, normally I'd throw this question out, but there's a couple of things. First of all, Notre Dame has beaten Syracuse the last 2 times they've played them. And Coach has a good sense of humor, and he's good friends with Jim Boeheim.
I am.
John's question is, Coach, do you expect another coaching lesson from Jim Boeheim this weekend?
Well, he has given me a few. There's no question about it. And I do count him as a friend. And when you've been, of course, back from the Big East days and 19 years at Notre Dame, we've played him every year. You're right. Lately, we've won the last 2 here in South Bend 2 years ago, and a crazy game at the buzzer with Pfluger's tip in last year. But I respect how they play. They're going to play their zone. They're going to play the way they play offensively. They are who they are, and Jim's been fabulous in college basketball.
And we're going to get to all the questions tonight. The last audience question, Jack Torrance from Overlook, Colorado, and it's right in your wheelhouse as a teacher, both in school but also in life. Coach, given all the media attention on gender relations, how do you educate and help your team be sensitive to this and other cultural issues?
Well, I think as a department, we do a really good job with our student athletes by way of our administration and our assistant ADs at having seminars on current hot topics that are out there. But it's also my job. I want to talk to our guys about how to feed the post, but we talk about real life stuff too as a team. And I've talked, and when you've been at a place 19 years, you can imagine the one-on-one meetings I've had in my office or at breakfast, and we haven't talked about basketball at all. We've talked about them getting in a little bit of trouble, family stuff, depression, liquor, you name it. You cover it all, and I feel that's an important role for me too, to kind of be there, for guys. What's interesting about being in a place 19 years? I have so many former guys now. We talked about my staff that are out there and they're getting on with their lives. There's so many young men I'm so proud of that you hope you helped them a little bit, when they were here.
Well, Torrey Jackson's coaching now.
He is.
I follow him on social media.
Yeah, he's coaching. He's fabulous. He's one of the special ones. But it's and then when we have our reunions now and these guys come back, there's a lot of guys that have come through here on my watch, and you just – I always say the pressure. I mean, certainly there's pressure to win and get to the NCAA tournament. The pressure I feel the most is I want them all to have a great experience. Yeah. They all come in with such big dreams, and not all of it works out how they dreamt, but God, I want them leaving going, man, that was awesome. That was really cool those 4 years. Coach, was fair to me, was good. We got better. Hey, we won. We went to the NCAA tournament. That's the pressure I feel. You just want them to have, good experiences.
And when we come back, we're going to meet a guy who we're hoping has an awesome 5 years here. Chris Doherty, our latest a member of the team from Marlborough, Massachusetts, will join us right after this timeout. The Mike Brey Radio Show, live from O'Rourke's Public House.
At West Bend, we like to say the worst brings out our best. So if something bad happens to your home, your car, your boat, motorcycle, or personal possessions, a West Bend home and highway policy will cover it all with one agent, one policy, and one bill. Not to mention one deductible. And if you don't file a claim all year, we'll give you some of your money back. Even your wallet can have a silver lining. To find out more, go to thesilverlining.com.
Hey there, ESPN's Neil Everett here telling you how to win big. Score a trip to NYC or a Nissan Titan. Go to nissanusa.com/Titan sweepstakes. Build your Titan, choose your school colors, then register for your chance to win today.
Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics. No purchase necessary. Ends 11/10/18. Open to legal residents of the 50 U.S. and D.C. 18 and older. To enter in for official rules, visit nissanusa.com/Titan sweepstakes.
There's no doubt education costs have become overwhelming and continue to spike. Unless you choose to earn while you learn as an apprentice with the electrical workers of Local 153. Instead of spending $20,000 a year, often leaving school with a debt, you'll earn an annual package worth over $70,000 while you earn your associate's degree and the skills to be an IBEW electrician. Contact the South Bend Electrical Apprentice Training Center at JATC153.com and compare.
The two most recognized names in orthopedic and sports medicine have teamed up to form Ascendant Orthopedic Alliance. South Bend Orthopedics and OSMC are now Ascendant Orthopedic Alliance, offering patients access to more than 40 physicians in 7 state-of-the-art locations with no referral required. As one entity, they will collaborate with a broader group, sharing experiences and ideas so you'll receive the best care possible. Although Ascendant Orthopedic Alliance is a new name, they're still committed to the community they've served for over 70 years. For more information, visit ascendantortho.org.
If your superpower is making pizza disappear, then you've got to try Papa John's new Italian Hero Pizza. Featuring a creamy Italian sauce covered with epic portions of pepperoni, salami, Roma tomatoes, onions, banana peppers, and topped with 4 delicious cheeses. It's like an Italian Hero sandwich on a pizza. Get a large Italian Hero Pizza for just $10. Download the app or order at papajohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Prices and participation may vary. Taxes, tip, and delivery fee extra.
Welcome back to the Mike Brey Radio Show. Please welcome freshman forward, the latest Notre Dame player from Marlborough, Massachusetts, Chris Doherty. Chris,
thank you for having me.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, I went on your social media today, and I was pumped because he's got all this stuff about Boston sports teams, and I'm from Winchester, Mass. Originally. Yeah. Now, what's your favorite Boston sports team?
Probably the Patriots, I'd have to say.
Patriots,
yeah.
All right.
We've had a nice little dynasty the past couple of years.
Yeah. From him growing up, the Patriots have been dynastic. Yeah. Of course, you also expect the Red Sox to win World Series now. Yep. I had to wait till the last third of my life to get used to that. And, of course, huge Celtics fan. I was growing up, Celtics were winning all the time.
Yeah, I didn't experience that at the beginning of my life, but
now they're still pretty good. So did you go to a lot of Patriots games and whatnot?
I've been to a couple, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of, how about Red Sox games?
Fenway? A lot of Red Sox, a lot of Celtics. So.
Now, did you get to the Bruins game? Well, obviously not.
No, we were on the
You were on the road, duh.
Yeah.
Stupid question.
He was at the Celtics game Christmas Day, though.
Yes.
Oh, outstanding.
Good game, yep. Kyrie had a good game.
So would you have gone to the Bruins game if you could have?
Probably not. I'm not a big hockey fan.
Not a big hockey fan, yeah. Yeah, I'm on the plane with you. Did you go? No, we left you at home. So tell me about how this came about. How you got on him and how this decision came to come to Notre Dame?
Well, we spent a lot of time watching this AAU team called the New England Players, an Adidas circuit team. They just happened to have Nate Lashevsky and Chris Doherty at the forward center spots, or the two forward spots. And we watched them play, and obviously we were recruiting Nate first, but he just grew on me as it went. And it's funny, I'm at Boston College, and he's a ninth grader. John Carroll, who's now assistant at Rhode Island, was the coach of New England Players. And we had a good win over BC, and I'm walking the locker room, and John Carroll would always come to the game and say hi. We go way back in coaching. And he grabbed me and said, "Hey, there's a kid in Marlboro named Costello. He's a fit for you." He was 15 at the time. And I'm like, okay, great, whatever. Hey, text me that later. So he texts me, and we follow up, and we follow him. But I watched him and Nate play. I drove off-site at an AAU tournament to watch them when they were in the 15 and under. And I think I was the only coach there. Maybe the Boston College assistant was there. The Boston College, it was in New England. And I'm watching both these guys, and I'm like, God, they are pretty good fits for us. And it just worked out where we were able to get them both.
Now, you had 8 offers, including Boston College, Rutgers, but the one that would have worried me, Florida Gulf Coast. Did you visit?
I did not. No, my mom didn't want me to take the visit there.
I could see. Did you see the pictures?
Yeah, the coach sent me a couple of pictures, and it looked like paradise. But
they got dorms on a beach with jet skis and everything else.
A little different than here, yeah.
A little where I guess they really focus on basketball there, and maybe the academic rigor not so much.
Pepperdine of the East, I guess,
and
right?
it's unbelievable. I'm glad you chose here. How's it going for you so far?
It's going well. Coach Humphrey, I'm working with him a lot. Coach Tony Rosinski, working out with him a lot, and it's just been a good fit, and I'm excited to be here.
I mean, I can already tell Nick's out here with you. I mean, one of the things about your teams is they've always been really, really close, and this one's so young, I didn't expect it to come together this quickly, but when I'm around you guys are as tight as any of the Notre Dame teams that I've been around.
Definitely, yeah.
How did that come about? Who helped drive that, or does it just happen kind of organically?
I think it just happened naturally. Like, we're all good friends. We're always hanging out, doing stuff, getting food or whatever it may be. But I think it just happened naturally, definitely.
Is part of that coach recruiting, too? You guys know who's going to be a fit, who's not?
Yeah, I think so, Jack. It's been something we're really proud of with our culture. Guys have really had each other's back and hung in there with each other. And of course, for the upperclassmen, and, Nick and Johnny and TJ and Rex and all of them, there was more young guys to kind of lead. There was more heavy lifting in the leadership department because we had so many new faces. I'd even throw Jawan in there, new to the culture. And our upperclassmen have been fabulous with these guys. I mean, case in point, Nick's out here. Keep an eye on his little brother tonight, I guess, or cousin, or whatever. Whatever. Are you Canadian? No, I'm just kidding.
Nope, no.
But that's been something we've really been proud of in our culture, and I think it kind of nurtures itself now.
Now, your senior year in high school, 19.7 points, 12.3 rebounds. I don't care what level you play at. Averaging a double-double is pretty impressive, but you also had 4.5 blocks. Notre Dame, by the way, and it's not just Juwan, 10th in the country right now in block shots, so that's part of the culture, and 3.1 assists. It looks like he checks all the boxes in the kind of player that you need.
A physical, hard-driving guy. Our fans have not gotten a chance to see him. He will become a crowd favorite with the edge that he plays with, but he's got a very good feel for the game. He rebounds, he passes. But he competes and sticks his nose in there. And on that AAU circuit, that Adidas circuit was a high-level circuit. He had to play against some big bodies, and he went after them every night, especially in Vegas, where I saw him and kind of said, we got to try and get this young man and add him to our program. And he's been great understanding this is a marathon. We're going to do it over 5 years. There's no rush. We have a plan of attack when we redshirt guys with extra work with Coach Humphrey and Tony Werlinski, as he mentioned. We have that laboratory set up for the 5-year guys, and he is really firmly in it right now, getting extra work.
And as you watched on Tuesday with the absolute men you faced against Virginia Tech, did you see the advantages? Because I can throw 2 names that I know he has, Jaron Grant, Tim Abramitis. Both did that, and I think it helped both of them enormously to have that year to get stronger, better, and just adjust to this whole crazy world of college basketball.
Definitely being at the game on Tuesday, just the atmosphere. It's a different kind of game than high school, and it's the ACC, so like the grown men we're going against every night. So I'm happy to be in the position I'm in.
So what do you see your role as beginning next year? How are you going to fit in? What are you going to do for this team?
Well, definitely going to find my role, find my niche, but just rebounding, bringing energy to the floor, doing the dirty work.
And what I sense, too, and I can already tell, unselfish player. Your players are unselfish. I mean, I go back right now to Pat Connaughton. Connaughton could have been a 2010 guy. He didn't care. He just wanted to win.
Yeah. Now, we've had, again, you earmark the kind of young men that are a fit for the culture here. Chris is certainly that. You know, we talked about Nick, but it's a group. You know, it's a group of guys that fit the place. They understand they got to compete academically. And I mentioned earlier we had a team GPA of a 3.0. 7 of 12 guys were over a 3.0. I'm very, very proud of that. And so they know what they're coming here for. We've got a bunch of guys in the Mendoza Business School, which is, you know, the real deal. That's a real challenge academically.
How important was that to you? Because that's what I've noticed in the years for all the sports I've covered. Guys come back 10, 15, 20 years down the road, and whether they made money playing basketball or not, the ones that have still wanted to do something else, and they're enormously successful off the court, all of them. Is that something that...
Yeah, that was definitely a big part of coming here because eventually the ball is going to start bouncing, and you got to figure out what you want to do after, so it was definitely a big reason why I came.
Now, folks, even when you're warming up now with the team, you've got the shooting shirt on, but you wear number 15. I know that's a tribute to your granddad.
Yeah, I'm really close with him. I lived with him growing up for a good part of my life, and he's just somebody that's really important to me.
His birthday, January 15th, and you're wearing 15.
Yeah, it's January 5th. It's coming up this Saturday, actually.
Saturday is his birthday.
All right, so, I mean, then the note was incorrect that I wrote down. So it's 1/5, January. I think that's cool.
Yeah,
How did he react when you told him?
Well, he was ecstatic, obviously. A couple tears maybe here, but he was happy. Definitely.
Well, we throw you into the fire here on the Mike Brey Radio Show, so Chris is going to be the first player to have to run my version of the fast break. Nick ran the one on the TV show with Mooney this week, which you can watch locally on WNDU 6 and noon on Saturday. Watch the 6:30 a.m. and noon. Watch the 6:30 a.m. and come on out and watch us play Syracuse
That's right.
at noon on Saturday. But Chris will run it, the radio version, right after this timeout. The Mike Brey Radio Show live from O'Rourke's Public House.
Hut, hike. You don't have to rush 100 yards for refills or snacks when you join us for our football watch parties on Saturdays at Kankakee Grill at Four Winds South Bend. Enjoy food and drink features while watching your favorite South Bend college football games. And experience every flag, dash, sack, and touchdown this season at Kankakee Grill. We've got every game, every Sunday. It's football, food, and fun at Four Winds Casino South Bend.
Gulfstream Coach is looking for experienced people for the electrical and slide-outs departments and will interview candidates on-site immediately from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday through Friday. They offer steady production schedules at higher than industry pay rates. Gulfstream Coach is a family-owned business and offers amazing health insurance, attendance bonuses, and paid vacation time. Come see them today at 717 South Oakland Avenue in Napanee or visit GulfstreamCoach.com.
Troyer Carpets, your family-owned local flooring retailer, is the proud partner of Shaw Floors, the industry leader in flooring products for more than 40 years. Troyer Carpets offers exceptional carpets, hardwood, laminate, tile, stone, waterproof vinyl products, and more. Check them out at TroyerCarpets.com and call for a free estimate today. Don't forget to visit their state-of-the-art showroom and 10,000 square foot warehouse in Goshen, filled with in-stock deals that you simply do not want to miss. Go blue and gold!
Go Irish! LaGrange Country Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram will sell all new vehicles at employee pricing plus the national ranking of the Irish. That's right. Pay only $5 over the employee pricing and you can drive a new car off the lot. LaGrange Country Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 45 minutes east of South Bend at exit 121 on the toll road. Drive a little and save a lot. Check them out online at LaGrangeCountryDodge.com. That's LaGrangeCountryDodge.com. And go Irish! 96.1 WSBT's award-winning Budweiser's Weekday Sports Beat is celebrating its 25th anniversary this month. Darren Pritchett, Sean Stiers, and Eric Hansen will be sharing their top 25 Sports Beat memories from the last 25 years. It's 96.1 WSBT's Weekday Sports Beat's 25th anniversary. To find out more, visit WSBTradio.com. Sponsored by Budweiser and Lozier. Family-owned and a great place to work.
Welcome back to the Mike Brey Radio Show, live from O'Rourke's Public House. Experience the action live with tickets from Vivid Seats, the official ticket marketplace of the Fighting Irish. Visit vividseats.com/UND today to buy and sell your tickets. Vivid Seats helps you see more and sit closer all season long at vividseats.com/UND. We've had so much fun talking. You're going to get the quick version of this. First car you ever drove?
Ford Escape.
Who was your role model?
My grandpa.
Twitter or Instagram?
Instagram.
Favorite part of practice?
Going live.
Worst part of practice?
The defensive breakdowns.
Which is better, a highlight film dunk, blocking a key shot, grabbing a big rebound, or knocking down a big three?
Rebound.
One thing you always hear from Coach Brey in practice?
I'm trying to think. I don't know. There's too many.
Too many. He's paying attention. He doesn't have a favorite thing yet. He's a freshman. He'll pick up something.
I refer to him as CD. Great rebound, CD. Way to rebound, CD.
Quick comment on staff members. Ryan Ayers.
Funny.
Eric Atkins.
Funny.
Ryan Humphrey.
Hilarious.
Harold Swanigan.
Hilarious.
Best defender on the team.
Rex Pfluger.
Best leaper on the team.
Robbie Carmody.
Best dunker on the team.
Robbie Carmody.
Best dresser on the team.
Nick Jogo.
Worst dresser on the team.
Robbie Carmody.
Best singer on the team.
Nate Lashevsky.
Beard growing competition. Who wins, you or Coach Brey?
I think he has me right now.
I don't know.
That's pretty good.
It's the only time a freshman's in my league.
And that's Irish, too.
Yes, it is.
He could be the leprechaun. Great job, Chris. We'll be back to wrap things up right after this.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
Good job.
That was outstanding.
Very smart things you can do in your car. Painting your body green in support of Notre Dame basketball while driving. Painting your friend's body. Pretty much any kind of body painting while driving. But with TireRack.com, it's easy to be smart about your tires. Use our test results and consumer reviews to find the best tire for your car. Use our comparison tools to choose the right tires for you. Then have them shipped and installed fast. TireRack.com, official tire experts of Notre Dame basketball.
Join the gang at O'Rourke's Public House, located in Eddy Street Commons, directly across the street from the Notre Dame campus. With over 24 beers on draft and an extensive selection of menu items, they're sure you'll find something to your liking. Experience dining in one of the 5 different Irish-themed areas overlooking Notre Dame's beautiful campus. Whether you're catching up with an old friend, meeting or enjoying dinner with your family, O'Rourke's is the place to be. Visit them online at o'rourkespublichouse.com. Cheers to the Irish from O'Rourke's, the official home of the Mike Brey Radio Show.
This isn't just any Wi-Fi. It's the best in-home Wi-Fi experience to stream the most free shows on any device. It's how Xfinity makes life simple, easy, awesome.
Xfinity delivers fast speeds and the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Perfect for streaming your favorites. Access the most free shows and movies, and even your DVR recordings on any device with the Xfinity Stream app. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Restrictions apply.
Fighting Irish fans, don't miss your chance to experience the action live with tickets from Vivid Seats, the official ticket marketplace of the Fighting Irish. Visit vividseats.com/UND today to buy and sell tickets to any event. Home games, on the road, even sold out games, no problem. And every transaction is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee. Vivid Seats lets you see more and sit closer all season long. Support the Fighting Irish with tickets from the official ticket marketplace, Vivid Seats. Available now at vividseats.com/UND.
There's no doubt education costs have become overwhelming and continue to spike. Unless you choose to earn while you learn as an apprentice with the electrical workers of Local 153. Instead of spending $20,000 a year, often leaving school with a debt, you'll earn an annual package worth over $70,000 while you earn your associate's degree and the skills to be an IBEW electrician. Contact the South Bend Electrical Apprentice Training Center at JATC153.com and compare.
We have had a great show. We're running into overtime, so 30 seconds, keys to beat Syracuse.
Well, you know, we're going to have to defend and rebound better than we did against Virginia Tech. And then, you know, attack their zone and be ready to attack it. And, you know, we're a good passing team. So we've got to pass and catch and be ready to make some open shots and get to the offensive board.
We remain undefeated on the Mike Brey Radio Show.
We're still doing it, man. Another year. Here we go. 9 more.
9 more Thursdays, folks. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for wishing. Good night, everybody, and go Irish.
The Mike Brey Radio Show, presented by the experts at TireRack.com, was brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade, and is also brought to you by the Notre Dame Ticket Exchange, powered by Vivid Seats, Bank of America, Canon, Xfinity, Delta Airlines, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics, Great Clips, Nissan, St. Joseph Health System, and South Bend Orthopedics.